And welcome back to this week's weekly news with Wall and Koga. Alright, let's turn over this. There, and turn on the window capture of this. Alright, so to begin with, the recap of this week. I finished off Batman Arkham City, so that's done.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop. Otherwise, we started on Rift on Wednesday this week.
Hi!
So me, Koga, and Shadow are playing through Rift. So that will happen here and there.
When we are all free.
Yeah.
To play.
Yeah, it's 3 people that need to be synchronized for that.
When Shadow can play, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, we can play and you can catch up. It's not a problem really. But yeah, so it's going to be here and there during the weeks. Nothing set timeline of it as of yet. Might be during the January. We might set some more times on it. Otherwise, nothing much. As I said, finished off Batman, and that's about it this week.
You got a new Batman also.
Yeah, I got a new Batman thanks to Potster. We're going to
Shout out.
Going to put that out a bit more during the end on the next week in the future plans. Alright, so that's it for the recap. So next up is the news in the gaming world section. And there's a lot of top lists in the news in the gaming world this week, so we will be doing that, and we won't be doing a top 10 of our own this week. So to begin with, is the top 10 worst video games of 2014.
Ooh.
And beginning that is Escape Dead Island.
Nice.
Yes, I've seen some gameplay of it and it's horrendous, actually. It's actually really bad. So yeah, it's repetitive, it's tiresome. The storyline in itself is a bit fascinating, but the gameplay itself is nothing much to whoop about.
Whoop whoop.
Exactly. Alright, next up is something called The Last Tinker City of Colors. I haven't played this, so...
That sounded awful.
Yeah, so let's read it. Had The Last Tinker been released at the start of the PlayStation 2 or even the PlayStation 3 lifecycle, we could understand it fitting into the console scene. But on the PlayStation 4, this game just fell behind on the development standards with bland gameplay, forgettable visuals, with slow down, and a story that just didn't go anywhere. Go play Knack instead, really.
Really?
Alright, next up is Drive Club. I haven't played this either, so let's read out what it says. Drive Club isn't a horrible game as it delivers a decent amount of single-player content. However, considering Sony built it from the ground up to be an online-enabled experience fueled by social club interaction, it's just hard to accept that even after all these months of release, none of it works. Plus, the company promised us a free version for PlayStation Plus, which we're not likely to get soon, if ever. Alright, so that kinda sucks, yes. Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark. Well, it's a game based on a TV series, on an animation and a movie, so of course it's going to be horrendous.
We don't even need LJN for that now.
No. See, this is what happens when you mess with something that works. High Moon Studios was doing fine with the Transformer franchise, but then it got handed to the edge of reality and everything just shattered. Rise of the Dark Spark feels like a forgotten remnant from the older era of Transformers games, rather than a fun continuation, as it should have been. This is definitely less than meets the eye. Alright, next up on that is Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. The thing I've seen from it actually looks really nice, but alright, let's read it. Long before it disappointed us with Final Fantasy VII announcement at PlayStation Experience, boo, Square Enix really put screws to fans with this underwhelming sequel featuring lightning at her blandest, with all the fetch quest, underwhelming storylines, and inadequate visuals. The game just never feels like the complete finale that fans have been deserving. Way to go, Square.
GG.
Alright, next up is NBA Live 15. And I hate NBA games overall.
Yeah.
So I can't really say if this is any good or bad. So let's go over to the next one, which is Rambo, the video game. No one knows why we're getting a Rambo game now, especially after several years since we've seen Sly Stallone kill anyone as the big guy. But what's worse, the game is just as easily forgotten. A first-person light gun shooter with completely broken gameplay, bad visuals, and the kind of laugh-out-loud moments reserved for Stallone's very few comedies. This is a stop or my mom will shoot style quality. Heck, maybe even beneath that.
How can I fuck up a Rambo game?
I don't know. It's like, take a big guy, give him big guns and a bad storyline, and there you have Rambo.
Yeah, and then we'll be fine with it.
Yeah, just give it good graphics and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Sonic Boom! Rise of the Lyric.
Sonic Boom!
Rise of the Lyric. Where can a mascot go wrong? Well, if you turn the franchise over to Big Red Button and try to base it on a generally average TV show. Any way you want, Sonic Boom Rise of the Lyric is easily the worst game out there right now. A terrible platformer that redefines everything we've come to know about Sonic, but not by any good means imaginable. Throw in tiresome quests, horrible glitches, you die touching some water, seriously, and worthy voice acting, and you have an experience no child or Sonic devotee should have to experience. Stick with him in Smash Bros. Or not at all, seriously. And, well, I must say I think Sonic games has been generally worse overall in the future games. So this being a disappointment is not a surprise at all.
No.
Alright, next up is Flustercluck. And you can imagine what that is derived from. So we're not sure where to begin with this atrocity. First off, it looks like a PlayStation 2 game at best. Secondly, it plays pitifully with the kind of controls that have you wondering just who thought it would be a good idea. Third, it just doesn't work in any sense, not on your own, and not with multiplayer, not anywhere. Fourth, what's with all the damn chickens and aliens? Nothing makes sense. And then of course you have the pricing around $12, even though the PRT team feel that this game was a disaster. We can't help but agree. Right, so Flustercluck is obviously a bad game.
I'm looking on some gameplay now for it.
It
sucks.
Yeah, I thought so. Alright, next up, Basement Crawl. Oh, someone tried to make Bomberman with a mature theme. Awful characters and then power-ups that made no sense. But then they made a promise that it would be an instant party hit online and actually forgot to implement the online gameplay to back that promise. As a result, Basement Crawl is the worst game you can play on the PS4 right now. Delete it and never speak of it again. If you downloaded it. If you didn't, you're one of the lucky ones. This is the awful worst of 2014. Alright, that's a rather bad list. Yes. I agree. Alright, next list. Top 5 PS4 exclusive games to get excited for in 2015.
Aww.
Aww. Well, it's a good list anyway.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about it.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so there are a lot of trailers here, so I'm going to play them one after another. So the first one is something called Everybody's Gone to Rapture. And I've seen this mentioned here and there in the last couple of weeks, but I haven't seen anything of it yet. The Chinese room. Oh, they are actually the ones that made Ethan Carter, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's great visuals as usual from these guys. I mean, these are usually one of the things that are most impressive by the Chinese room. They usually use really good visuals for the games.
Yeah.
Okay, so the E3 2014 trailer didn't say much. So let's read out what it says. Everybody's Gone to Rapture, the spiritual successor to Dear Esther, takes the gamer to a small village in Shropshire during the apocalypse. Now, that doesn't sound like an amazing setting at all. However, the game features 6 playable characters, all with intertwining stories, which should create a spectacular narrative experience. The title also said to have more interaction than Dear Esther, and players can actually change the outcome of the story as they progress. This is definitely a standout upcoming title for those who love a lengthy campaign and interactive dramas. I like it. I'm definitely going to get it when I get a PS4. I really like
Go
that.
to Rapture.
Everybody's Gone for Rapture. Alright. Next up is No Man's Sky.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think I heard something about it too.
There we go.
Ooh.
A gameplay trailer.
Orvia V Caves discovered by... Oh, isn't this the game where actually everything is generated after you discover it? And if you are the one discovering it, you can name it, and then... Yeah, and then everyone will see that you discovered it and you have named it and what name you gave it. I think so. It looks really beautiful though.
Can't complain on the graphics.
No, definitely not.
But flying games are not for me.
Oh, you see the flying right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one I'm looking at is down on the ground. It's combined with the flying, discovering, and it seems like shooting as well, because he has bullets.
Who can shoot something?
Oh, that's a big dinosaur. Okay, now he gets into a plane. Now this is one of the biggest projects I've seen in discovering as of late. Because as you said, you can fly around spaceships, but you can also do flying battles. It's also continuously multiplayer. I think it's overall it's usually only multiplayer all the time, so you can't really turn it off.
I believe this is one huge ass game.
Yeah, and it's based on some kind of number algorithm, I know, to generate new worlds all the time. It's not infinite, but it's damn near close.
Yeah.
So the game itself generates up new worlds as you discover them. Which is really impressive. So yeah, depending on the pricing on it, I definitely will get it and try it. But I think it actually will be done for the PC as well, so this is not an exclusive to PS4 if I remember correctly. Because I read about this in the PC Gamer earlier.
I'm gonna fly away.
No Man's Sky. Oh well. Next up, number 3 is The Order 1886. We have checked this before, I believe. It's the new werewolf game that's coming out. next year.
Yeah. Ooh. This works. Demo.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the new werewolf game that's coming out next year. And it really looks damn awesome.
Yeah, I'm watching the gameplay now.
It's kind of in a, I don't know, is it 1800, late 1800 with some extra machinery into it, I believe.
Yeah.
But really steampunky things.
The sound, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it really does.
The combat sound is really awesome.
Yeah, the enemies are great. The
Damn, that shotgun.
Yeah, I know.
I fear the very weapons I've created.
If this is co-op, we're so doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Said it's going to be PS4 exclusive.
Well, that's no problem there. Then it can be local co-op.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm getting a PS4 this spring.
Yeah, me too.
There's too many good games coming out PS4
Or
exclusive.
if it's a really good deal sometime.
Yeah.
But it will become.
Alright, next up is Uncharted 4. Well, it's Uncharted, so
It speaks for itself.
yeah. I really need the Uncharted games for the PS3. I really need to get those. Yeah, it's only the trailer from, so no gameplay or anything. But alright, Uncharted speaks for itself. It's a great adventure game, kinda in the style of Tomb Raider if you haven't played it. So, definitely recommend it to all who hasn't played it. I played a bit on the first one, but that's sadly enough it. Alright, last one is Bloodborne. I think I've seen something on this as well.
Yeah, it has also been on the earlier game reviews we had.
Yeah. And yeah, and this also looks freaking amazing.
Indeed, sir.
So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing these games. Bloodborne and The Order are definitely two must-buys.
You have a freaking scythe.
Yeah, I know. And they're freaking huge as well.
There's something special with huge weapons.
Yeah, and the enemies are really impressive as well.
It reminds me a little bit of Devil May Cry.
A bit, yes. Combined with, I would say, Castlevania, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, that really looks awesome. So, alright, Bloodborne, release early 2015. Alright, next up, 10 video games that's heading to Hollywood in 2015 and 2016. So, these are games that are going to be movies.
Ooh.
Hitman Agent 47 is going to be a new movie.
Oh, that's not something hard.
No. So that's
easy.
So that's going to be during 2015. Splinter Cell is going to be a movie 2015.
Also easy to make.
Yeah. Alright, let's jump on to the next one. Come on. Assassin's Creed is going to be a movie 2015. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Sly Cooper. I haven't played that one. I know it's for PlayStation game. But it's going to be a movie during 2016. Let's see. Angry Birds going to be a movie 2016. How the fuck do you do a movie about that? But alright.
To take Hitchcock's movie Birds.
Yeah, right. Ratchet and Clank is going to be a movie 2015.
Well, that's easier.
Yeah. Resident Evil: The Final Chapter 2016.
Yeah, right. Right. The final chapter. Yeah. Really.
Mm-hmm. All right. Warcraft 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know lots of people have been looking forward to that a long time now. Dead Island
Dead Island.
to be announced. And Shadow of the Colossus.
Ooh.
It's going to be announced. But yeah, Shadow of the Colossus, that's a movie I wanna see. Ico and Shadow of the Colossus is two of the greatest games for the PS2. Alright, but that's it for the movies. There are a couple to look forward to actually. They will probably fuck him up, but alright.
Yeah, the Assassin's Creed one is gonna get so much hype, so...
Yeah, it's going to be so raped.
Who will be the main star for that?
Wonder. Let's make use of Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt as... Nah, not really though.
Alright, the 8 worst uses of DLCs in gaming history.
This will be fun.
Yeah, alright. It's enough to make you miss horse armor. Elder Scrolls Oblivion marked the start of a new era with gaming in more ways than one. It brought many into then the new gaming, sold people on the Xbox 360, and notoriously set the bar for insulting DLC. Oblivion's horse armor is a famously poor example of downloadable content, charging players $250 or £170 for some extra equine protection that did absolutely nothing besides make your 4-leg rimmed glimmer in the sunlight. It quickly became a cautionary tale in how to not handle DLC, but that 2006 offense to gamers' wallets seems quaint when compared to some of the downloadable mistakes that followed. Despite consumer backlash, publishers always seem a little too willing to test the limits on how much they can charge for additional content. And consumers have always been ready to let them know where that limit is. We don't see some of the most ludicrous enhancement gaming has been seen in the recent past. But yeah, horse armor, really?
We need it!
Right, Asura's Wrath's final episodes. You won't hear me complaining about Asura's Wrath on this content. It's entirely excessive quest for revenge, fueled by one man's unending rage. All told in a clever episodic structure influenced by anime. It's a great story, so you think I'd be hyped for more episodes being offered as paid DLC. However, the excitement recedes when you realize you're paying $7 or $4.69 for the actual ending of the game. Really?
Really, guys?
Alright, Tiger Woods PGA Tour's 13's golden courses. Tiger Woods is famous for two things: extra material affairs and no-nonsense golf. Right. And with white women as well. Not to forget. Tiger Woods is you find good deal on the latter in his sim-heavy sports games, featuring as many real-world courses as fans can get their hands on, and those fans are fine with working to unlock extras. But not if the game constantly reminds you that you could pay $5 to get it right now, as the case with Tiger Woods 13. Even if you buy the full game, 14 of its courses can't be touched unless you spend currency, either in-game or real cash. The hard-earned in-game gold only unlocks one 18-hole round at a time. If you want to fully unlock said courses, it takes an ungodly amount of effort and skill to complete the necessary challenges. Concurrently, as you're slaving away in the green, the game is quick to remind you that it could all be skipped with an little extra cash. If it seems like EA excesses chose to follow up, for example, for premium Facebook and iPhone apps, that's because, well, they did!
They sure did.
Alright, WWE 2K's Accelerator.
Ooh, sounds bad DLC.
Yeah, WWE is sports entertainment, which is PR speaking for pro wrestling. That said, the recent WWE games are certainly acting like sport games, with annual releases and cover athlete photoshoots. And they have fortunately similar approach to DLC. Beyond the expected season pass, the last 2 WWE entries include a paid-for bonus called Accelerator. That may sound like it makes wrestlers move at a triple speed, but it's a bit more insidious than that. WWE games have hundreds of unlockables, including dozens of playable superstars, and you normally get them by completing the single-player mode's numerous objectives. It can take a long time, especially when facing the nigh unbeatable John Cena. But for $2 or £159, you can save yourself all those hours with Accelerator, which unlocks it all instantaneously. Really?
Yeah, why not? Oh god.
These are the things we had to strive for when we were children. It was like the thing that made the game. A fighting game is not a fighting game unless you have something to strive for. And striving for unlocking all the freaking shit that you could unlock, that was the thing back then. And now you can just pay $2 and have it all. I'm disappointed. Alright. Next up, the Saboteur's Nipples. The Saboteur tries its best to make something fun of the extremely depressing idea of freeing occupied France during the Second World War. Killing Nazis as an Irish race car driver certainly sounds like a hoot, as does the idea of the leading man hiding out in a Parisian burlesque house. But the setting, to some, risks scenes, along with one gaming most ridiculous concept, DLC nipples. See, the ladies of Belle de Nuit strip club are fittingly undressed for their profession, but their nipples are usually covered by pasties. If, for some reason, you wanted to go the extra mile and see absolutely everything about the digital waistline, that'll cost you an extra $3. Really? Really? What happened with that kind of thing being an unlockable? Alright, next up. Dragon Age Origins conversational microtransactions. BioWare makes massive RPGs and are also known for selling extra story missions of varying spaces and sizes. Dragon Age Origins was one of BioWare's earliest games to normalize this DLC practice, which is fine if that story content is optional, looking at your Mass Effect Arrival. However, I'd say it gets obnoxious when an NPC villager becomes a walking billboard for additional content. As you walk around Redcliffe Village, you spot a number of characters with a highlighted objective over their head. Talking to them will further your quest, but one unnamed man starts giving you all the details on a certain quest, then ends with a plea to start the quest by purchasing it with real money.
That's been done before. Yes.
It sucks! But yeah. It's been seen in numerous MMORPGs during the years, where you try and take a quest and go through all the things, and it in the end says, to earn the reward you have to be a subscriber or whatever. Alright, next up. Final Fantasy All the Bravest's randomized characters. This iOS game may seem like a trifle, but it actually represents the current flow of point in Final Fantasy's long history. The simple touch interface appears inoffensive, but just beneath the surface there are some of the cruelest microtransactions imaginable. Not only are you faced with waiting hours to revive your team, or paying Square Enix money to bring them back immediately, but DLC characters are insultingly locked behind a random lottery. Standard operating procedure for DLC, Game X offers to unlock character Y for price set, which you either pay or don't. If you're paying All the Bravest and want to add Final Fantasy VII Star Cloud Strife to the game, you can pay $1 and maybe unlock him as a randomly pulled character from the 35 unlockables possibilities. If you're particularly unlucky and get every character but Cloud, you'll spend more than $34 before you can play as the spiky-haired icon. Having to gamble to unlock characters that would have been freely unlockable a decade ago is pretty obscene even by mobile game standards. Yes.
Yes.
Really? You have to buy a lottery ticket for $1 and maybe unlock the character you want? Oh god. Alright, next up. Sonic Adventure's DX upgrade. Sonic Adventure was celebrated when it hit the West in 1999, but only to be widely judged as overrated when an upgraded version came to the GameCube in 2003. Because one re-release simply wasn't enough. Gamers would get a whole new chance to re-examine Sonic's Dreamcast premiere when Sega ported the game to PS3 and 360 in 2010. Unfortunately, it cost you some extra green to get the complete version of this HD remake. For about half of the game's $5 asking price, you can buy Sonic Adventure DX Upgrade, which unlocks all the extra missions and modes that were in the GameCube edition. Of course, that DX version update isn't all that complete because GC release came with several lockable Game Gear games, none of which are included in the DLC. And really, why would Sega give away those games today when they can just sell them in a separate collection?
Oh yes.
Oh well. Alright, next. Transformers, War for the Cybertrons, digital toys. As an American child growing up in the 1980s, television instilled me that near endless love for Transformers. For us as well. Be the toys, cartoons or games, but I draw the line at Michael Bay films. War for Cybertron is a loving throwback to the Transformers of my youth, crafting a surprisingly serious tales of Autobots waging their battle to destroy the evil forces of deception. You could even reskin the bots to look like the classic 80s characters, but only if you bought your game from a specific retailer, or waited for an unspecified amount of time. As I documented back in 2010, you had to buy WFC from specific retailers to unlock classic designs of the likes of Yaz and Demolisher, or you paid a crazy price for those codes on sites like eBay. Short of buying the game multiple times at different outlets, there was no other way for die-hard fans to play as some of their beloved Transformers, at least not at first. Months later, without warning, Activision made all those skins available for a couple of $5 DLC packs, which must have felt real nice for those folks that paid $200 for them mere weeks earlier. Maybe next time you can give your biggest fans some advance notice before they spend a small fortune just to play as Shockwave. Yeah, that sucks.
Well, you know.
Yes. Alright, next up. Okay, here you go. Want another free entries? That'll be $4. Just kidding, but if you recall any DLC that you found unforgivable, tell me all about it in comments. I promise there are no hidden fees to do that. Yeah, that's a ripoff, and well, it sucks, to be perfectly honest. But we have been into it a couple of times, and we have been through it a lot of times, especially in free-to-play MMORPGs. They have been doing it for years. Alright, next up. 10 games that were happy blatantly ripped off Zelda. Right, let's run into it. 3D Dot Game Heroes. I never played this. If you took the original Legend of Zelda 2D pixel graphics and all and fleshed it into a full 3D game, it would be 3D Dot Game Heroes. All those little squares in Legend of Zelda are cubes 3D dot, giving the environment, characters and monsters in this game charming Lego aesthetics. The hero is basically anything you want it to be because the character creator lets you build your own warrior block by block. If you craft enough, you can even create the original 8-bit Link in 3D. But the retro lock isn't the only Zelda quality the game has. The gameplay is essentially ripped right out of the classic series, complete with plenty of environmental secrets to uncover, dungeons to explore and intense boss fights to overcome. Sounds like something I would enjoy. Alright, next up. Golden Axe Warrior. If there ever was a Zelda clone, it's Golden Axe Warrior. The game is practically a carbon copy of the original Legend of Zelda in terms of art style, and every element of the story just screams Zelda. I mean, the main character is a young hero, the hero needs to find 9 crystals in a hidden labyrinth, and he must destroy the bad guy, Death Adder, as the evil destroying Golden Axe. The game hits every point. Yeah, okay. Beyond Good and Evil. This is a great game, by the way. Beyond Good and Evil might not be the first thing you think of when you hear Zelda clone, but Jade's adventure has a lot in common with Link's 3D quests. Jade battle enemies with her signature bow staff, pushes blocks to solve puzzles, and her hearts represent her health bar. Though Beyond has a heavier emphasis on stealth elements, which Zelda really hasn't gotten a good handle on. Nevertheless, Beyond feels just like a Zelda title, getting the side quests from wacky characters, solving environmental puzzles, and racing around the world in Jade's hovercraft gives you the feeling that you're on a grand adventure. And if you aren't convinced that Beyond is a Zelda game in disguise, consider this. Jade is garbed in green, her race is Hylian, not Hylian, but close enough, and she's closely connected to a giant talking pig. Yeah. Alundra. Being a PlayStation fanboy in the late 90s, there weren't many Zelda-like games to play, but thanks to games like Alundra, you could take up your sword and shield in an epic quest to save the world from demonic evil. If that scenario doesn't already sound like a plot of Zelda game, Alundra's opening sequence starts with the titular hero waking up on a beach to discover that he's a dreamwalker, and must save everyone in a local village from a demon causing horrible nightmares. Link's Awakening, anyone? Well, the story doesn't play out exactly the same way as Link's quest to awaken the Windfish, but Alundra's overworld looks like it was pulled straight from A Link to the Past. And the dungeon design has all the Zelda tropes. I mean, you use arrows, bombs and spells to defeat enemies and solve puzzles. There's even the Zelda staple of forcing players to defeat every enemy on screen to make a door to open or appear. Yeah, but Alundra is also...
Why should they do that? You have to leave every enemy on the screen.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't take those things to make it a Zelda clone, but okay, let's roll with it.
But yeah, it's definitely a Zelda clone, but it's a really great game. So, Beyond Oasis. I have never played this. Prince Ali, fabulous he, is out to stop a great and powerful ancient evil. When he stumbles upon a magical golden armlet, he sets out on a quest to summon 4 elemental spirits with the power to save the world. Beyond Oasis takes the classic Zelda formula and makes it its own. Ali has some of the standard Zelda weapons and equipment like bows, bombs and swords, but the hero also has his own unique magical abilities. Once the prince summons a spirit, he gains that spirit's elemental powers. He can use the spirits to be fire, to light torches and burn enemies, unleash magical storms and reach out to grab distant objects, like a hookshot. Beyond Oasis might not look like a Zelda title right away, but once you get into it, the game's inner A Link to the Past starts to show. Right. This one. Darksiders! Aesthetically, Darksiders is nothing like a Zelda series. Not even the darker ones. Darksiders is all about the apocalypse, the end of humanity, and showing a giant sword down monsters' throats, then slicing them in half with it. At first glance you might think it has more in common with God of War than Zelda, but don't always judge the book by its cover. Darksiders' lead character, War, is much more like Link than you might think. Aside from God of War style combos and monster eviscerations, Darksiders' gameplay is largely focused on solving environmental puzzles, grabbing new gear like hookshots and portal guns, and delving into the depths of the dungeon. War even has his own Navi-like companion, albeit the Watcher actually hates the horseman and tries to kill him every chance he gets. But yeah, that's definitely a dark Zelda game. Crusader of Senti. If you're looking for a game that's completely reminiscent of A Link to the Past, you can't go wrong with the Crusader of Senti. A young boy comes of age and takes up his father's sword and shield to defend humanity from evil monsters. Like A Link to the Past, you have to explore the environment, chat with NPCs and uncover reasons behind the monster's attacks. Rather than here collecting various items and equipment throughout the story, Corona, the main story character, acquires the help of her friendly animals and their unique abilities. Once you find your non-human friends, they will follow behind you and assist in battle. Corona's pet dogs holds down enemies while you slice them to death, and other animals like the penguin can give you elemental abilities allowing you to freeze attackers. God damn, this was a long list. But alright. Utopia. Here's an original Legend of Zelda clone that came out on TurboGrafx 16. What the hell is TurboGrafx 16?
Oh, you know.
Was that a Sega console or something? Okay, it seems back in the day everyone wanted to be Zelda. In Utopian, you take on the role of a young boy, go figure, as he embarks on a quest to collect 8 medallions, defeat the demon Dirt and rescue a princess. Sounds familiar yet? Everything down to the items the hero uses comes right off a Zelda title. You fight off enemies with your sword and shield, blow up walls with bombs, and launch pillars of fire with a fire rod. Though Link's fire rod wouldn't appear until a later date. Every Zelda staple is here, the overworld, the items, the dungeons, altogether the game isn't half bad, and is probably the closest you're ever going to get to a classic style Zelda game on this list. Alright, next is It'll Do. Takes Zelda conventions and places them in a humorous light. The top-down adventure puts you in control of a snarky young heroine as you battle cute creatures and explore underground dungeons. The difference between Little Dew and other Zelda clones on this list is that this game puts huge focus on solving block-pushing puzzles. A lot of block-pushing puzzles. The game environmental progresses in an open world, allowing you to explore each section of the environment as you see fit. Getting new items will give you access to the previously closed off areas, giving the game tinge a Metro vibe, and there is plenty of witty dialogue, making the game stand out of the Zelda titles. Alright, and last is Okami, and we have already discussed that a couple of times in different lists, so yes, that's definitely a Zelda clone. Alright, let's jump over to the next one. 5 more console to PC ports that still need to happen. Can you think of any game that needs to be ported to PC directly? Koga.
Destiny.
Destiny, yeah, definitely. Alright, let's see. The first one up is Dragon's Dogma. I'd love for this PC port. I remember playing this on my PS3 and all I remember was getting frustrated whenever a battle occurs. There is literally no reason why I'm forced to avoid using magic to prevent my frames from dipping below 15. It's a shame because the game itself is wonderful, but honestly it's held back by the frame rate and the awful letterboxing. I know a lot of people will be willing to buy this if Capcom would put this on Steam, but evidently porting over operations of Raccoon City and making an HD release of Resident Evil 4 takes priority of porting a game that actually deserves it. What? Operation Raccoon and HD release of Resident Evil 4 is priorities. Alright, Guilty Gear Surd. Yes, definitely. Recently, Axis has been putting on Steam outdated version of Guilty Gear and Blast Blue game for some reason. A common joke I've been hearing is eventually Surd will be porting over by 2020. But unfortunately, Axis doesn't feel like porting over the Surd because I have friends who know would be definitely play it, but I don't own a PS3 or PS4. So as a result, are locked out of playing the game. Plus, being able to have everything not drop frames during big animations would be nice because instantly kills and overdrives are also choppy on my PS3, even on the processing setting. Right, Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct definitely needs to be ported. It's also a fighting game. Why is most non-ported games fighting games?
Yeah.
And next up is Bloodborne, and Bloodborne definitely needs to be ported. I would love to see that ported over to the PC. Because it will be probably limited around 30 FPS. Which sucks. And the last one is Bayonetta 2. And yes, it's an epic game and definitely needs to be ported. But it will probably never... Destiny wasn't on this list, sadly enough, but that's also an epic game that needs to be ported.
It's a shoot 'em up.
Yeah. Alright, let's go through the last articles and then we have a last top list. Okay, the article here is no, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas 2 isn't coming 2015. More than 42,000 people have shared a fake press release apparently confirming the release of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas 2. Sounds rather bullshit to me.
A wee bit.
Yeah. We haven't gotten a final comment from Rockstar, but it seems like it's a bullshit site that's put out the article. Alright, next up, Sony refuses to offer refund for PlayStation game fraudulently purchased by hacker. A rather long article, but the short of the long is that someone has been hacked and they bought a game. He's proven that it's been hacked, but they still don't refund his money from the credit card, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is Minecraft Story Mode will be made by Telltale during 2015 in an episodic circle. First episode will be released sometime 2015, will be available on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Mac, iOS and Android. Minecraft Story Mode will be released episodically, just like The Wolf Among Us, The Walking Dead, or the recent Tales from the Borderlands, which is another developer collaboration between Telltale Games and Gearbox Software. Minecraft Story Mode will be an all-new narrative-driven game series developed by Telltale in collaboration with Mojang. Set in the world of Minecraft, the series will feature an original story driven by player choice. It will not be an add-on for Minecraft, but rather separate standalone product that will premiere in 2015 on consoles, computers and mobile devices. I have doubts.
You have doubts? Or?
I have doubts about this, because it's a game that's basically just driven off crafting and free for all. Having this going by a storyline might be a bad choice. But we'll see. Alright, last top list. Going to make this one the official top list for this week, which is 20 most anticipated games of 2015.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
Why do you do such things to me?
Alright, first up is actually Grim Fandango Remastered.
Ooh, I won't buy that.
I will buy that. I mean, how could you not want this if you love point-and-click games? Restored for a new generation with new advanced lighting, high-res textures,
Hey, Callie, how you doing? I'm Calavera.
remastered audio.
My name's Gladys. Did you kill much when you were alive?
Very little.
I'm sick.
Did you kill much when you were alive?
Flying here tied to a brick. It's time to take one.
Right. No, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Evolve. I've seen a lot of this lately.
Peggy 18.
It's some kind of...
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's some kind of survival game, co-op shooter. Alright, next up is Inside. Described as a spiritual sequel to the smash hit indie masterpiece Limbo. It's a side-scrolling game. Well, this looks interestingly enough. Not some kind of game I will play, but yeah, it looks interesting enough. The graphics and the darkness in it reminds me of the old Alone in the Dark, I think. This.
Yeah.
The first one, when you traveled through dimensions and all of a sudden we're in this dark, desolate world. Okay, Resident Evil Revelations 2. Oh right, it's this one. You can play as a girl. You play as two girls.
Ooh. Maybe we can get them to play together.
Hello, Ruben. How are you today?
Hello.
But yeah, Revelations 2 Resident Evil. It's a Resident Evil game, so it's probably not going to be a complete fuck up.
Now. Could be.
It could be, but I having my hopes at least set for not complete fuck up.
Oh.
I believe that's a good standpoint to have. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Next up is Bloodborne, which we've already checked out. Coming only to PS4. Resident Evil Revelations 2 is coming to PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One for. Metal Gear Solid 5 is next up. We've talked so much about this game now. And it's going to be released for PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
Phantom Pain, anyone?
Yeah,
Anyone want to play?
I so do. I'm not a hardcore fan of Metal Gear Solid games, but this one, it intrigues me.
It tickles your Elmo.
It definitely tickles my elmo. But yeah. There's no gameplay in this one. It's only official trailer. Alright, next up, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Oh god.
Yeah, coming to PC, PS4 and Xbox One. Definitely looking forward to that.
Gonna be an expensive year.
Yeah. No Man's Sky. Yeah, this was the one we checked. And it's PC and PS4, as I said. So it's not a PS4 exclusive. Halo 5 Guardians. I do not really care for Halo games. Never done. Until Dawn. Seemingly a must-play for fans of schlock slasher films. Until Dawn allows you to finally right the wrongs of those dumb-ass horror movie characters.
Okay.
You've been yelling at in frustration over the years. Taking control of a number of stereotypical scared teens as they fight to survive being stalked by a sadistic masked killer, they will live or die according to your choices and actions. Think you're up to the task? Probably not, and it's PS4 exclusive. Let's check it out at least. I'm definitely not up for the task. Hello?
You're just gonna make him die.
Yeah.
Mike, Emily?
Yeah, you're running around in a towel. Good choice.
Yeah.
You're only going to see what I want you to see. And I have quite a lot to show you.
I'm about to show you. January's new Mortal X Combat character reveal. Nice. Hello, Blood Blossom. How you doing?
Oh, come on, kill her.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that as well.
Ooh, mask. Come on. There we go.
Dun dun. Dun dun.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah. Well, it looks interesting enough, actually. Ratchet and Clank. Coming to PS4, a new one. Reboot. Let's do a little quick check just to see what we can get out of the gameplay.
Most likely be more Ratchet and Clank games after, after the reboot, so maybe in 2016 or 17, we'll see Ratchet.
Yeah, it would probably be nice. Ratchet and Clank games has always been rather good in themselves, so. Soma. Undoubtedly the most influential horror game of recent years, Amnesia: The Dark Descent becomes a let's play standard inspired by hundreds of atmosphere-led indie games and generally terrified the bejesus out of everyone who played it. Now creators Frictional have conjured up a new nightmare, drawing on every similar gameplay mechanics but with a whole new hellish settings. Intriguingly, this disturbing looking killer has a full-on sci-fi aesthetic and we're already hiding behind our desks, coming to PC and PS4. That looked like a more better version than of a Saw game. Yeah, definitely. But you're playing as the characters and aiming to survive.
Well, maybe they will die.
They probably will, if I play them at least.
Yeah.
From the creators of Amnesia. It better be better than Machine for Pigs at least. That game was a whole disappointment.
Oh yes.
I was expecting more out of the Machine for Pigs. I wasn't scared at all during the game mostly. It was more a walk simulator than anything. Alright. Whoa! Alright. I find this interestingly enough. Even the trailer starts out good.
He was still alive.
He's probably not still alive, sir. You just put spikes in his head. How long was this demo? 4:29. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing this to then. I see a must-have game. Oh. Whoa! Alright. Hello, sir. You are now in a spaceship. How would you like to proceed? Keep moving forward. Yeah, look at it. Cuddle it. Oh no, you just kept hiding until it disappeared. Good choice, sir. You probably survived by that reasoning. Finally a good a game that Amnesia are doing good with. Yeah, absolutely. This seems really nice. I haven't played that many sci-fi horror games as of late, but Dead Space is definitely a must later on. It's a brain!
This is me.
It's a brain.
Am I like Raznik?
Is it your brain?
No.
No. Oh, hello. It seems to be the guy's brain that's laying in a table.
Why not?
You still in there?
And it's been turned into something else.
Am I still here?
But yeah, right. Soma is definitely something to look forward to. Alright. Hyperlight Drifter. Okay. I'm very unsure about this. I haven't heard anything of it. It seems to be a pixelated adventure game of some kind.
PS4 and PS Vita. Vita.
Coming to PC, PS4, PS Vita, Wii U, Xbox One, and oh yeah.
A lot of.
Alright, next up, Space Hulk Deathwing. Wait, Space Hulk? Isn't that an old video game of some kind?
Space Hulk, isn't that Warhammer or something?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe Necro has done some space. No, that's Space Marines.
Yeah, Space Marines is that.
Space Hulk.
Alright, it seems to be guys in big metal suits killing monsters in space.
Right.
I am not highly impressed.
You, sir, are not impressed.
Pixel games are becoming big again. Yeah, they are. Persona 5 coming to PS3 and PS4.
Ooh. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, there's no gameplay, it's only the animated sections in the trailer, as per usual standard with Persona games. So I'm not going to say anything about it, but Persona games usually has been rather good overall.
Yeah.
Alright, Rise of the Tomb Raider has been a lot of hype regarding this game. It's the follow-up to the new Tomb Raider game that was released last year, was it?
Yeah, it was last year,
Yeah.
I believe.
And it has been a lot of talk about it, and it seems to be just as good as the last Tomb Raider game. So, I have hopes for it. Alright, Star Fox is making a comeback to the Wii U. So now we can do barrel rolls again.
Barrel roll!
That's the only thing I actually focus on as far as so long as I heard that. It's barrel rolls. The new Legend of Zelda game coming out next year to the Wii U. Sadly enough, I have to get a Wii U for that.
Yeah,
That's one of the
that's
few.
logic, sir.
That's one of the few reasons I'm getting a Wii U. If they do another Pokemon game, I hope they go for Ghost Evolution. That would be nice. Star Wars Battlefront. This I think we saw a trailer on earlier this month. Yeah, we did, and that would be nice as well. And Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and that we saw a trailer on before today.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a lot of games, and all of them equally epic. So I am definitely looking forward to that. Alright, I haven't picked up the next week's game releases, so let's do that. It usually will be a short list in...
Yeah, it's Christmas time.
Yeah, it's Christmas time, so there's not definitely a lot of games being released. But let's take a look on the next week's game releases.
Let's take a little peek, shall we?
Alright, Captain Toad is getting the UK release tomorrow. Guilty Gear Third Limited Edition is being released in the US for PS3 and PS4. Resogun is released for the United States. Ukrainian Ninja.
What the fuck?
Racist, anyone? It's being released in the United States for the PC. Castle is being released in the United States for PC. Hello, Maddie. A Fairy Tale of the Two is being released in United States for PC, originally a PS2 game. And Space Pirate Sarah is being released in the United States for PC. That's it. Dying Light looks glorious, yeah. And they showed new footage of this new Zelda game, and it's massive. Yeah, I know. It's really impressive, so I'm definitely looking forward to those.
Dying Light. Ooh, how much we shall die in that game.
Yeah. Alright, Nostalgia review for this week is going to be Half-Life, the original Half-Life from 1998. And this was one of the first real shooters I ever played.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and it was epic to go around with a crowbar and just hitting people and freaking aliens everywhere. And you had a wide assortment of guns as well.
Yeah, they had a lot of guns for the time.
Yeah, and with RPGs and everything, and alien weaponry. I think the only one I played before this was probably Quake, Doom, and Duke Nukem. And well, the Duke Nukem games and those were good, but not as good as Half-Life ever was, because
Half-Life is a little more. You have to think a little.
you have to think
You
a
just
little.
don't have to blow everything up and go to the next level.
You had to use tactics, you had to actually solve some puzzles to progress. It wasn't just get keycard 1 to get through keycard door 1. It was rather extensive thinking and working to get through it. And it was a really good game for the time. And they continued the series for a while with the second one and the episodes to the second one, which also were really good. Sadly enough, nothing more has been heard for a couple of years on it, even though fans has been screaming. But we'll have to wait and see if anything else happens.
Yeah, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah, Gordon Freeman, we're hoping for a return. For those that haven't played the first one and doesn't want to do it with the crappy graphics, can get the Black Mesa project instead. Let's just admit it, Sonic Boom should never have been made. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll second to that.
I'll agree.
Where do I sign, sir?
Absolutely. But yeah, if you want to play this game, don't want to do it with these crappy graphics, you can play the Black Mesa project. It's an extensive remake of it with the Source engine instead, and it's really great.
Yeah, but I would say play it old school. Give it a try at least with the graphics.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you played the Black Mesa project?
Nope.
I definitely recommend you try it. It's really epic.
No. I want my crappy graphics, sir.
Yeah. Alright, but there's nothing much more to say about it. If you want to know more about the storyline itself, I'd recommend you play it, because saying anything will most likely spoil the game for you.
Just pick up your crowbar and go to town.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, it's really cheap now on Steam as well, so...
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge 2 hype. I haven't played through the first one yet.
Neither have I. But okay, let's hype.
Yeah, let's hype it. Alright, last up is the future plans. So, what do we have planned? We're going to play more Rift.
In a few minutes we're gonna play How to Survive.
Yeah, we're going to try it out at least. Not on stream, but it's going to be a test run to see if it's something where it's worth to stream.
Tomorrow, no game.
Tomorrow, no game. Tuesday, no game. Wednesday, no game.
Thursday, a lot of game.
Yeah, definitely. So, we're taking a 3-day break and we'll be back on Thursday. And that's the plan. Games I'm going to have planned to play is going to play out the last Batman game first. Just so I finish that series. Give me the original Mortal Kombat, Doom, and Wolfenstein. Yeah, that's awesome games as well. After that, I'm either going to start on Fallout 3 or the Fear series.
Ooh.
Haven't...
Fallout, come on!
I'm on to it. I need to get some things working first, but I'm definitely on it.
I wanna see you die!
Of course I will die. Didn't you see me play Skyrim?
Well, but it's easier to die in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Fall off a cliff. Glad you did. Aww.
But yeah, either Fallout 3 or the Fear series. I haven't really decided, so we'll just have to wait and see. But otherwise, that's about it. So we'll be back on Thursday. And that's it. So thank you everyone who's been tuning in today. We'll be back, as I said, on Thursday, so hope to see you then. Otherwise, have a nice Christmas everyone.
And don't forget to hype!
And don't forget to hype everything for 2015, alright? Have a good day. Bye bye.